Hey, anime screamers, welcome. Let's dive into this top 10 list. Come travel with me to the 32nd century. Let's freeze ourselves like Philip J. Fry did. Yeah, this is my top 10 list. Just like my Simpsons list, where we travel to Springfield and talk about the top 10 list. So, this is the top 10 best and worst Family Guy Futurama episodes. Matt Groening did not just created Futurama, not just created Family Guy. Let me start over. He did not just created The Simpsons. He created Disenchanted and Futurama. And there is 10. I'm going to do 10 worst and 10 best episodes. Start with the worst and switch to the best. Back and forth. Like Phantom Strider. Phantom Striders did only the 10 best episodes. And Gem Reviews did Futurama episodes, only 5 worst, and did honorable mentions. So, and also did a review over one worst episode I'm not going to be mentioning. Because I will not mention it because it's. Here's my rules. They must be episodes that consider the worst and consider the best. They can be Emmy winning episodes. They can be it doesn't matter if they're Christmas episodes, if they're the worst. But I will actually mention why they are the worst. But before I move on, here another note. Please go to all my video, watch them to the fullest, and if you make it this far, like my content. Like my content. And watch all my previous videos. And if you don't like all my videos, I don't care. You're just fueled by fire. And if you do subscribe to me from a dislike, you're just fueled by fire. So, let's get to the video, anime screamers. These are the 10 best and 10 worst of Futurama. Number 10 for the worst. How the West was 101001 from season 8, episode 3. Honestly, this episode was recent because I just watched it last week. Honestly, Bender and the rest of the crew went to mine Bitcoin. And the reason why it's the worst, it's boring. Nothing interesting happened. They are broke again. They are broke. They are trying to get money and they're working. Not only that, Fry works for his icon hero, and turned out the hero is nothing more than a scammer. He nothing more than a scammer, and he just really ticked me off that Fry just thinks he's all that, but he's not. He's just a scammer that scamming Fry and scamming Leela until Fry found him out. It's just a boring episode where Fry acts our character. Number 10 for the best, Godfella from season 3, episode 20. Honestly, during a battle with space pirates, Bender gets fired into space while Fry tries to find him and rescue him. He got struck by a meteorite and contain a miniature civilization. They worship him like a god, but he attempts to help them cause more good. And this is actually takes more. This is actually a good sign because it takes more divine and dangers are too environmental and advocated instead for a lighter, more subtle, better relationship with the little civilization is also touching as he truly comes to care more than objects of worship, which it shows a rare emotional side of our favorite kleptomaniac robot. This actually shows an emotional side to Bender. He is this is one of Bender's best parts of the episode. Number 9 for the worst. That's Lobster Tainment from season 3, episode 8. It Dr. Zoidberg reunites with his uncle, silent hologram star Harold Zoid, and the two of them set out to make a movie together. They cast the temperamental cauldron Calculion in the lead role, who demands an Oscar for his performance, but the movie doesn't go over well with the audience. Honestly, this is a terrible episode. Dr. Zoidberg's uncle, Harold Zoid, hated Zoidberg. He did not want anything to do with Zoidberg. Calculion is temperamental and acts like that for the entire episode. He should not be a but honestly they should just let this episode go into the trash. Number 9 for the best. Parasite Lost from season 3, episode 1. Episode 2. Sorry about that. Okay, Fry become infested with parasitic worms after eating a truck stop bathroom sandwich in one of the most essential and funniest episodes of Futurama, as Leela distract Fry on the date. The rest of Planet Express use main versions of themselves, main robot version of themselves, to travel through his body. When it revealed that the worms are improving Fry body and mind, Leela questioned if they should be removed. This is actually a episode, a parody, a homage to Fantastic Voyage. Animators and writers are blasted jokes about the human body. Yet they are like all best Futurama joke, that the drama makes it stand out. Fry ultimately choose to expel the worms from his body as rather than Leela love him, the real him, than idols an ideal version. Honestly, I agree with Fry. If 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 he the worms are making him a ideal version of himself, but if if that if the worms actually do this to him, he does not want any part of it. Number 8 for the worst. A Leela of her own from season 4, episode 10. Let me begin. Leela became the first female Burns ball player, and lack of derp's perception hinder her skills. Nevertheless, she became the popular pitcher for the New York Mets purely for her novelty value. Let me begin. She becomes some uh, of a sellout, and she just took the fame way to her head, and she just don't want, and as she lost the respect to everybody. Number 8 for the best, the Farnsworth Paradox from season 4, episode 15. Honestly, uh, his latest experiment almost killed him. The professor placed it inside a box and scheduled it to toss it to the sun. Leela is tasked to guard the box with guarding it. But after flipping a coin, she sneaks a peek. She ends up falling into a parallel world where coin toss end up opposite, and the rest of the Planet Express minus Hermie Hermes get roped up in as well. This episode takes full advantage of the premise. Half of all the first half is about the Planet Express crew getting to know their alternate selves. Fly, Fry and Leela's have the biggest reveal as their alternate selves are dated, which helps to encourage Leela and Fry to give it a chance. The second half turns into a universe hopping adventure that put Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness to shame under 4 minutes. Honestly, this is actually a best episode. It talk about multiverses and alternate selves. This is the best episode. Number 7 for the worst. The root of all evil from season 5, episode 3. It's a Cuber episode. Honestly, Cuber is Farnsworth's clone, and this episode is just awful. Honestly, Cuber is just a awful character. And he teamed up with Dwight to launch their newspaper delivery service, and they kind of bought out the planetary distress. Meanwhile, Leela and Fry use Bender to brew their own beer, their own homemade beer. Honestly, it looked like Bender is pregnant. This is a messed up episode that made Bender look pregnant, and the boys just took over the whole company that their dads work for. Number 7 for the best. Roswell, that ends well, from season 3, episode 19. Did I mention an Emmy winning episode? This episode won Futurama an Emmy. Honestly, Fry cooked popcorn and they landed in 1947. They crashed near Roswell, New Mexico, where Bender's body was damaged and Zoidberg was captured. Meanwhile, Fry takes the opportunity to be his grandfather Enos, but honestly, the fun part about time travel, this is actually he being integrated with, and the fun twist at the end. Guess what happened? Fry become his own grandfather. This is the most hilarious part of this episode. He actually led his own grandfather to his death. He had sex with his own mother, his own grandmother, and actually become his own grandfather. Number 6 for the worst. A bike clops Built for Two, Season 2, Episode 13. Honestly, Leela Leela thought she was a Cyclops, but it turned out that she was a mutant. But this is season 2 before she found out, and Leela meets Aquad, who claimed that he be the only remaining Cyclops in the universe, but he actually treat her like a slave, and it turned out that Alcazar is a shapeshifting alien that actually marries anybody and treat them like a slave forever until they get bored and actually tell them a new story all over again. And number 6 for the best, The Sting from season 4, episode 12. Honestly, after getting the honey from the deadly space bees, Fry actually died, and Leela started to have dreams about question, is it reality? And honestly, the the ending is a clever twist that you need to watch because it's actually a crash reality and the ending is simple. Um, Fry not dead. Layla was suffered from Bedlam and Fry took the sting from her. This actually is one episode that have a happy ending. Number 5 for the worst. Where do I begin? For Where the Bugalo Roam from season 4, episode 6. Honestly, Amy's parents want Amy parents don't even like Kif in the couple seasons, and Kif tried to prove his masculinity after meeting him, but the name Martians actually kidnapped the Bugalo so they can actually get get them off their land. Honestly, this is a terrible episode that Kip is trying to prove his masculinity by rounding up the herd, and he just get proven that he's that nobody. I am just I just don't like this episode at all. Number 5, The Devil's Hands Are Idle Playthings from season 4, episode 18. Honestly, hoping playing the Hanophone will impress Leela. Fry go to Bender to Robot Hell to make a deal with the Robot Devil to agree to swap hands with a robot, And surprise, he swapped hands with the robot devil. And this is another episode that swap character drama and comedy. That Leela is jester and unforgettable musical spectacle. Meanwhile, main jokes in this episode have become internet memes, most notably Zoidberg's statement that your music is bad and you should feel bad. Nerd. Number 4 for the worst. Darn cats. Earth that is invaded by intelligent cat, a race of intelligent cats. Well, to tell you the truth, Amy was trying to give her presentation, but she was allergic to cats. But it turned out that that actually works because the intelligent cats are not affected by her because her allergies. This actually makes her really it make her want to put these cats in her place and try to get rid of these cats. And this is just a boring episode and it deserves a skip. Number 4 for the worst, still late Philip J. Fry from season 6, episode 7. Fry was late for work and Leela's birthday lunch. He promised her to make up for a fancy restaurant over going to a restaurant party. But first, Francer forced him and Bender to test out a time machine that go forward. They actually jump forward to the year 1000 AD and forced to keep going forward until they can find a way backwards time machine. Honestly, they actually it's a parody in the song in the year 25,000, but this is actually a good and actually they go so forward. They actually go back in time. They go before they left. That's actually insane, guys. They go forward until they make it to the time that they left. Then it actually, can you believe that? Number 3 for the worst. Another Cuber episode, a clone of my own. Honestly, Cuber was made by Professor Farnsworth, and he planned to leave retirement, and Cuber wants no part of Farnsworth's lifestyle and prompted him into a premature retirement in the nearest Death Star. Honestly, this is the awful and terrible way he was trying to get rid of and put Qbert in his place that he doesn't want. This is a pointless episode and never should be made. Number 3 for the best, Meanwhile from season 7, episode 26. After almost killing is almost killed on the moon, Fry decide to propose to her. Meanwhile, Professor decide to invent a device that can set the universe back 10 seconds. Fry steals the device to make his proposal, but due to a misunderstanding, he decides to end up in a loop threatening the entire universe. Honestly, this is a finale, and the revival, a terrific one, when the device is broken. It frees everyone except for Fry and Leva, allow them to grow old, traveling around the world. It is a beautiful conclusion to their romance, and episode and it left open more stories. Number 2 for the worst. Bedding in the Wind, season 3, episode 13. Honestly, robots get magnetized, they start to sing in the Futurama universe, right? Well, Bender get paralyzed and start to actually get paralyzed, and he discovered he a musical washboard, and the member of Beck folklore rock band acting out as a voice for broken robots everywhere. Fry, Leela, Amy, and Zoidberg tags along in Fry's antique 1960s BW band. Honestly, this is a worse episode because Bender is pretending to be paralyzed still, and it's just a bad episode. Pretending, and he just a pointless episode. Number 2 for the best is Luck of the Fryish from season 3, episode 4. Honestly, Fry had the string of bad lucks, but it decided to get his lucky 4-leaf clover back. But it's not where he left it. But Fry believed that his brother Yancey took the clover, and his reinforce when Fry find a statue of his brother with his name. Lee Fry to brother stole his identity and dream of being an astronaut. Honestly, this is not Yancey, because if you want to know the truth, Yancey felt jealousy from Fry, but he actually aspects. He actually named his son Philip J. Fry after his uncle. This is actually the best episode to end on, and have beautiful flashbacks. Number 1 for the worst, The Tale of Two Santas from season 4, episode 2. Oh man, where do I begin? Everybody, they had to deliver. The mission was to leave the Mers robot Santa trapped in the frozen sea. Bender take over as Santa, vowed to peace and goodwill to again. Bender is mistaken as the real robot Santa and get arrested and sentenced to death. And honestly, this is a bad episode because Santa in this universe is such a bad character. I mean, he actually do a Christmas beating every year on Christmas. Who does this? And this is actually the worst episode of. I think everybody will want to know number one. Number one, Jurassic Park from season 4, episode 7. Honestly, this is actually the saddest episode I ever made. Fry actually discovered his fossilized dog Seymour asses after protesting to dance the hustle. He got custody of the fossil and he pre- he prepared to get his pet back and Bender get jealous. And honestly, this is a funny and touching one because this is where we see learns that Seymour died at 15 and live a full life without Fry. The audience, that case, in that isn't the case. Seymour never stopped waiting for Fry. These episodes are not just episodes. These are the way of life. They are the best, worst of of any episode. We are we only are people. The actors and actresses that created the actors, the directors that created these episodes are a very good. The directors that created feature Mac Rowan that created Futurama did the best he can for this list. For my list, I am the anime screamer, and thank you for watching. I see you in the next video, and honestly, I am glad this video was made because because for my next video, I will actually do the top 10 Family Guy episodes. But if you guys want, tell me what top 10 list you want in the comments. I am not joking. If you guys want a top 10 list, if you guys want a review or anything, write it down in the comments. But be serious. If you are joking around and acting a fool, I'm going to delete it. be serious. It will be. I will actually look up the top 10 list and alter the name, but I will do it. Just make sure it's a top 10 list I can do. And make sure subscribe to me at the Anime Scream for more my amazing content. Have a good day. Bye.